Greetings, welcome back. And today we're going to still talk about 3D GS or Gaussian splatting models that you can do with our newest scanner, the POP4. But before we go, let me discuss something with you. There are two ways to produce Gaussian models. The one way is let's say the traditional way. You produce it with a professional photography camera or a high resolution phone camera that you basically surround this item and take a lot of photos to produce that Gaussian model. It's very good quality, but it has its own drawback. That is, that Gaussian model does not have any mesh data. That could cause, for example, if you use it in the game engine, that Gaussian model could clip through with each other or with the wall during movements. Well, there are some plugins that allow you to draw some simple mesh data within that Gaussian model, but still not perfectly aligned. And, well, if you choose a 3D scanner, say POP4, to produce a Gaussian model, then you will have that mesh data, perfectly aligned mesh data. But, well, POP4 is a great scanner, but its RGB camera cannot compete with the professional camera, the photography camera, for example. So, what if I tell you, now we have a technology that you can combine the two ways of producing the Gaussian model that enjoys both their benefit, that is, the high quality, and also still have a mesh data. Would you believe me? No? Well, let's watch and see. And by the way, these are the gifts my friend brought me from Nepal. Fascinating country with fabulous artifact. Really like it. So let's just pick one and I'll show you the new function. Okay, this new function is called 3DGS Image Supplement. Pretty mouthful. I prefer to call it Texture Remaster. Why? Because this function basically allows you, after your scan is completed, it allows you to use your phone or even better, photography camera to take a lot of photos surrounding it, just like I mentioned, the traditional way of Gaussian splatting models. So as a result, you will have with POP4 scanned model, so it has mesh data, and also you have a much higher resolution for the texture. How great that is, right? And that's what we're going to show you today. So before we start, even though both Travis and I, we talked about how to successfully do a Gaussian model scan, but still, well, it doesn't hurt to hear me one more time, right? Let's make it short. So first is your lighting condition. Make sure your room is well lit and the light should be soft, smooth, and if best case scenario, coming from all the directions. And second, how to scan. Make sure you scan from all the directions possible, which includes scan from below. That's why, as you can see, I have some acrylic support to elevate my object. So that's a very good practice. And to use or not to use the turntable, the answer is no, unless you have perfect lighting condition from every direction. The light is the same, just like me. If you don't have this environment, make sure you walk around the object instead of let it turn. But because we all showed you twice we're using the turntable to be the lazy way, so this time I will walk around it to show you a more practical scan, the way of scanning. So to do that, I recommend you to ditch the cable, because if you are walking around, you don't want to be hooked to the computer with a cable. It's pretty tangled up, right? And another thing is, if you don't want to look at the computer screen all the time, like for example, this direction is probably hard. So another thing is, you also can hook your computer, your POP4 and your phone all together in the same Wi-Fi, so that you can project your computer screen to the phone via Revo Mirror. That's a free software we offer. Okay, let's go scanning. As you can see, I hooked up my computer, my phone, and my POP4 all together. So now I can just use my phone to control it. And since it's a small and easy object, we could use full field HD or hybrid HD, which I like more. And remember to turn on the color scanning. Okay, I finished the scan and also finished the processing. We've been seeing how to process this many times. No need to show you again, right? So you don't have to wait. So, well, this is the original data scanned like 3,000 frames and fused with the normal distance and the mesh. Well, it looks already good enough, right? Well, but check this out. That's the Gaussian splats. So the quality of the, that's why we have this 3D-GS function for you, right? This quality, the shade, the texture, which is the normal texture mapping can never compete. Well, this is the original Gaussian splat by the POP4's RGB camera, which is about, I think it's 2 megapixels. Okay, good enough, but let's zoom it in. Okay, still fine. Zoom in more, and now you start to see these Gaussian splats. You know, if we zoom to the other side, you'll see like the splats like galaxies. That's how the 3D-GS is produced. So as a result, you want to increase the resolution, or let's just say general quality. What you can do is now pull up your phone, and here under 3D-GS high quality button, now we have a button here called 3D-GS Image Supplement. Turn that on, and it allows you to import a folder. That folder should be all the photos that you took with your phone. So now, let me start recording my phone screen. So I'll put my phone screen here. Let's talk about some settings in your camera. Okay, first thing first, make sure that you don't use any filters. Just use the original ones. Like no film filters at all. And here, if you have your auto HDR on, make sure to turn that off. And also turn off anything that could affect the object, make it not that original. Like this portrait distortion correction is gonna blur the edges, which probably you don't want. Well, you could keep it if you want that, okay? And another important issue is, I think on my phone it's called length, focal length. And some other phone, I think it might be called zoom or auto zoom. Just make sure you turn the auto zooming function off. Because some of the phone, my phone is like a $500 normal Android phone. I don't know if you use an iPhone, newest iPhone or other brand, what's gonna be like, but make sure if your phone has more than one camera, make sure it only use one camera, one length focal, and turn off, like, for example, you don't want to scan it, you don't want to take photos with a different focal length. As a result, it won't be recognized as the same camera settings. So make sure you only use one focal length. For example, on my camera, on the OnePlus, one time it even has 3 focal lengths. So make sure you just use one. Or, that's my practice, I like to use this. Here, under more, my camera says high resolution. It says suitable for photography static portraits, blah, blah, and it says 50 MP, which is really a lot. 550 million pixels. I mean, in fact, it could end up like around 12 million pixels, because you know the phones, they blend 4 pixels into 1, and then that one is the real pixel. Okay, I will not cover more about that. Now let me show you how I take photos here. And make sure your distance, you can do like a far away distance and then put them closer, but make sure every time your photo has at least 20% overlap with the previous one. So that's how, it's just like, think about that if you're using a Miracle or any other phone, any other 3D scanner, which we offer a function called single shot scan mode, right? Just imagine you are using that single shot mode and take all the photos here. Okay, that's one. Okay, that's a lot of photos being taken, right? Actually, you need, for an object like this, or larger object too, you probably need at least 60 photos to produce a good quality, a well quality Gaussian splat. But in fact, the more, the better, right? It's just gonna take a longer time for the training. Well, like I have in total 186 photos, which I already copied to the computer. And here's one more thing. Do not share those photos you just did through social media or any chat software, because those softwares, those apps will shrink the size and cause you lose some of the quality. I don't know if you, for the iPhone you probably can try, yeah, I think the AirDrop might be fine. But for the Android phone, the best practice is to hook it up with a cable to your PC and just copy and paste all together. And I have already copied all my photos here. I put it under 3D training, named 5, as you can see here. They're all very good quality, right? They're all pretty good. So, and here is how you can do the training. I finished all the process already, so you can directly see the result without the waiting time. Here is just, you can do the, here, under 3DGS, let's do it one more time here. Turn it on and choose the folder. Here, I already chosen, it's under my D, here I put under 3DGS and hit number 5. And then hit apply. It will automatically start the training and all the process. And here, let me just show you the result. Well, actually, this is more dim compared to the Pop 4 because I turned one of the lights off. Or could be I didn't turn my scanner camera's EV, because the auto white balance and auto exposure is controlled by the software with the Pop 4, but I don't think I turned on the auto white balance and exposure on my phone, so probably that's another reason it's making it a little bit more dim, but it's still good quality, very good. And here, this is what I want to show you. If we zoom it out like this, at this level, and now we zoom out the same level with what I did with the phone, you already see the difference, right? Like here, here, here. Another example here. Maybe all these rims here. Zoom it out like this and check out what I did with my phone. So much more clear, much higher resolution. And another thing is you can try with like I do video production, I can also use a more professional photography camera. Those bastards has like 34 million pixel, and by that's real megapixel. Unlike the phone, it says like 50 million, probably it's gonna be like a real 12.5 million pixels. And the photography phone, the professional phone's pixel size is also much bigger than the phone. I think the phone, four pixel blend together, it's like 1.5 microns, but 1 pixel on my Sony A7M4 camera is 5.4 microns, so that's a big difference. So if you want to try that, that's totally good. Okay, that's all for today's video. How do you like the new function? Go try it. And let me know if you want to see more practice of the Gaussian splatting models conducted by not only Pop 4. Now I have another good news for you is now Inspire 2 also support Gaussian 3DGS function. If you hook it up to Revo Scan 6, don't use the Revo Scan 5, okay? And another function, I think the smart AI ROI, the AI segmentation is also on the Inspire 2 as well. So if you have an Inspire 2, you can also try that. It also supports the 3D.js image supplement, or I call it the texture remaster. Okay, thank you for watching. Let me know. Bye-bye.